Today, I want to address the importance of reversing prediabetes. Even if you think this doesn't apply to you, it's crucial to pay attention to this video because most people with prediabetes don't know they have it. Here's why this is essential: 70% of people with prediabetes will develop type 2 diabetes within the next 10 years. This progression is consistent and predictable. Type 2 diabetes is strongly associated with cardiovascular diseases, strokes, cancer, and even dementia. In the United States, 35 million people have type 2 diabetes, while globally, more than 540 million people are already living with the disease. If 70% of people with prediabetes will become diabetic, that represents 100 million people in the US. Worldwide, it's estimated that 1.6 billion people have prediabetes, in addition to the 500 million who already have diabetes. Considering the entire world population of 8 billion people, a small percentage is healthy, and another small percentage has type 2 diabetes. We've already mentioned 2 billion people with prediabetes and diabetes. What about the people we call pre-prediabetic? They aren't entirely healthy and are developing metabolic problems, totaling approximately 4 billion people. So, about 6 billion people in the world are not metabolically healthy. Although not all will become diabetic, many are at risk over the next 10, 20, or 30 years. This scenario represents a significant human and financial cost. In the US, diabetes treatment costs about $400 billion per year, and globally, about $1 trillion. Considering that diabetes is associated with most degenerative diseases, up to 70 to 80% of all healthcare costs are indirectly related to this problem. In the US, the total healthcare cost is $4.5 trillion. So the question is, will this kill us first or ruin us financially? We need to understand what prediabetes and diabetes are. In summary, it's called insulin resistance. Whenever we ingest carbohydrates, blood sugar levels rise, and the body releases insulin to help glucose enter the cells. When this system works well, everything is fine. But if we overuse it, we become intolerant to carbohydrates, resulting in prediabetes and type 2 diabetes. Insulin resistance is measured by hemoglobin A1C, a 3-month average of blood glucose levels. Highly insulin-sensitive people will have an A1C of 5.3 or less. Moving along the spectrum, from 5.5, we are in prediabetes, and from 6.5, we have type 2 diabetes. The problem is that significant metabolic changes occur even with small variations in numbers. The focus in prediabetes treatment is often only on lowering blood sugar, without addressing the amount of insulin required. A healthy person has a fasting insulin level of about 3. In prediabetes, this level can be 6 times higher. In diabetes, it can be 8 times higher. This shows the body's effort to control blood glucose but with long-term negative consequences. Insulin, as a treatment, can worsen insulin resistance. When the pancreas can no longer produce enough insulin, injecting insulin is necessary, worsening the metabolic problem. Causes of insulin resistance. 1. Excess carbohydrates. Excessive consumption of carbohydrates, especially those with a high glycemic index like refined sugar and fructose, is a major cause of insulin resistance. Sugar and fructose, in particular, overload the liver, which is responsible for processing these carbohydrates. When the liver can no longer handle the excessive amount of sugar, it begins to store it as fat, contributing to insulin resistance. Additionally, processed foods rich in refined carbohydrates, like white bread, pasta, and sweets, cause rapid blood glucose spikes, forcing the body to release large amounts of insulin, which over time leads to resistance. 2. Fatty liver. Fatty liver is a condition where excess fat accumulates in the liver cells, hindering their proper function. This condition is often caused by excessive sugar and fructose consumption, which are metabolized in the liver and can lead to fat accumulation. Moreover, fatty liver interferes with insulin signaling, making body cells less sensitive to this hormone. This results in higher insulin and blood glucose levels, worsening insulin resistance. Fatty liver is also exacerbated by excessive alcohol consumption and foods high in trans and saturated fats. 3. Chronic stress. Chronic stress increases cortisol levels in the body, a hormone that, among other functions, raises blood glucose levels. Cortisol does this because, in stressful situations, the body needs quick energy to deal with the situation, releasing stored glucose from the liver. This continuous increase in blood glucose raises insulin levels, contributing to insulin resistance. Additionally, chronic stress can lead to unhealthy behaviors, such as poor diet and lack of exercise, which also contribute to insulin resistance. 4. Inflammation. Chronic inflammation interferes with insulin signaling in cells, making them less responsive to this hormone. Processed seed oils, like soybean oil and corn oil, are rich in omega-6 fatty acids, which promote inflammation when consumed excessively. Additionally, processed foods, chronic stress, lack of exercise, and exposure to environmental toxins increase inflammation in the body. Chronic inflammation not only worsens insulin resistance but is also associated with various other health conditions, such as heart disease, cancer, and autoimmune diseases. 5. Microbiome imbalance. The gut microbiome, composed of trillions of bacteria, plays a crucial role in metabolic health. An imbalance between good and bad bacteria in the gut can affect insulin signaling, contributing to insulin resistance. Antibiotics, environmental toxins, processed foods, and artificial sweeteners can disrupt the microbiome balance, promoting the growth of pathogenic bacteria. A healthy microbiome helps regulate appetite, inflammation, and the body's insulin response. Studies have shown that fecal transplants from healthy individuals to those with microbial imbalance can improve insulin sensitivity and metabolic health. 6. Sedentary lifestyle. Lack of physical activity reduces the body's ability to use glucose for energy, leading to increased blood glucose and insulin levels. Regular exercise improves insulin sensitivity, helps control weight, and reduces inflammation. Moreover, physical activity promotes a healthy gut microbiome, improves sleep, and reduces stress. Exercise also helps increase muscle mass, which is important for efficient glucose utilization. On the other hand, a sedentary lifestyle is associated with an increased risk of various chronic diseases, including type 2 diabetes. 7. Genetics. While genetics can predispose a person to insulin resistance, it's important to remember that it's just a predisposition, not a destiny. Genetic expression is influenced by lifestyle and environment, a field known as epigenetics. Factors such as diet, exercise, stress, and exposure to toxins can activate or deactivate genes associated with insulin resistance. Therefore, even if a person has a genetic predisposition, adopting a healthy lifestyle can help prevent or mitigate insulin resistance. 8. Aging. As we age, our bodies tend to become less sensitive to insulin. This can be due to a combination of factors, including a decrease in muscle mass, increased body fat, and hormonal changes. However, the impact of aging on insulin resistance can be mitigated through lifestyle choices. Maintaining a healthy diet, exercising regularly, managing stress, and ensuring adequate sleep can help preserve insulin sensitivity and metabolic health as we age. 9. Poor sleep quality. Lack of quality sleep can elevate cortisol levels, increase inflammation, and negatively affect glucose and insulin regulation. Studies show that even one night of poor sleep can raise cortisol levels, leading to increased blood glucose and insulin. Sleep deprivation is also associated with increased appetite and cravings for high sugar and high-fat foods, which can contribute to insulin resistance. Ensuring quality sleep, with adequate duration, is crucial for maintaining insulin sensitivity and metabolic health. 10. Medications. Certain medications can contribute to insulin resistance. Corticosteroids, often prescribed to reduce inflammation, are known to increase blood glucose levels and insulin resistance. Other medications, such as antipsychotics, beta blockers, thiazide diuretics, statins, and hormonal contraceptives, can also negatively affect insulin sensitivity. Additionally, The use of exogenous insulin in people with type 2 diabetes can worsen insulin resistance if not accompanied by lifestyle changes. It's important to discuss potential side effects of medications with a healthcare professional and explore alternatives when possible. To address insulin resistance, it's crucial to measure the baseline, including insulin and inflammatory markers. Regular exercise, stress management, eating whole foods, and avoiding processed foods are essential steps. Reducing carbohydrate intake and avoiding commercial oils are also important. Variety in the diet, including different vegetables and foods, supports microbiome health. Eating a balanced diet with quality proteins and natural fats helps maintain metabolic health. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe, activate notifications, and stay tuned for more health information.